formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Mercury is the smallest and innermost planet in our solar system. Mercury is 36 million miles or 58 million kilometers away from the Sun. Light from the Sun takes 3.2 minutes to travel to Mercury. With a radius of 1,516 miles or 2,440 kilometers. It is little more than 1/3 the width of our Earth. Mercury orbits the Sun faster than any other planet in our solar system and completes a circle around the Sun in just 88 days. It has a highly eccentric or egg-shaped orbit. It comes as close as 29 million miles or 47 million kilometers and as far as 43 million miles or 70 million kilometers from the Sun due to its highly eccentric orbit. Mercury spins slowly on its axis and completes one rotation every 59 Earth days. But when Mercury is moving fastest in its elliptical orbit around the Sun, each rotation is not accompanied by a sunrise and sunset like it is on most other planets. The morning sun appears to rise briefly, set and rise again from some parts of the planet's surface. One Mercury solar day, one full day-night cycle equals 176 Earth days. Mercury's axis of rotation is tilted just 2 degrees with respect to the plane of its orbit around the Sun. It spins nearly perfectly upright, so it does not experience seasons like Earth and Mars. Mercury has a partly molten large metallic core of about 1,289 miles or 2,074 kilometers in radius, and an outer shell, the mantle and the crust with the thickness of just about 400 kilometers, 250 miles. Mercury has no moon. Mercury's surface is somewhat similar to the Earth's moon, and its surface appears grayish-white in color. It has many impact craters, and the bright streaks called crater rays, which is a result of collisions with asteroids and comets on its surface. Caloris, 960 miles or 1,550 kilometers in diameter, and Rachmaninoff, 190 miles or 306 kilometers in diameter, are very large impact basins that were created by asteroid impacts on the planet's surface in the early solar system's history. Mercury has very extreme surface temperatures. During the day, temperatures on Mercury's surface reaches 800 degrees Fahrenheit or 430 degrees Celsius. Since Mercury has no atmosphere to retain sun's heat, nighttime temperatures on the surface drops to minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 180 degrees Celsius. Mercury may have water ice at its north and south poles inside deep craters, but only in regions of permanent shadows. There it could be cold enough to preserve water ice despite the high temperatures on sunlit parts of the planet. Mercury has a thin exosphere instead of an atmosphere, which is composed mostly of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. Due to these extreme conditions, life is not possible on this planet. Mariner 10 was the first spacecraft launched by NASA in 1973 to visit Mercury. Its mission objectives were to measure Mercury's environment, atmosphere, and surface characteristics. The spacecraft used the gravity of Venus to adjust its orbital velocity so that it could approach Mercury, making it both the first spacecraft to use the gravitational slingshot effect and the first NASA mission to visit multiple planets. Mariner 10 conducted 7 experiments with the help of scientific instruments like television photography, infrared radiometer, ultraviolet spectrometers, plasma detectors, charged particle telescopes, magnetometers, and celestial mechanics and radio science experiments. Mariner 10 sent 7,000 photographs of Mercury and Venus during its flybys. It detected infrared radiation given off by the surface of Mercury and the atmosphere of Venus and measured UV absorption, extreme ultraviolet radiation emanating from atoms of gases like hydrogen, helium, carbon, oxygen, neon, and argon, and studied ionized gases, plasma, of the solar wind, the temperature and density of its electrons, and how the planets affected the velocity of the plasma stream. Mariner 10 observed how the heliosphere interacted with cosmic radiation and studied Mercury's magnetic field. It also observed atmosphere and measured the radius of the planet. In 1975, Mariner 10's maneuvering gas nitrogen depleted, and hence its 1 year and 4 months mission ended. Messenger, a second NASA mission to Mercury, was launched back in 2004. Messenger stands for Mercury's Surface Space Environment, Geochemistry and Ranging. Its mission objectives were to study the characteristics and environment of Mercury. Like any other spacecraft sent to other planets for scientific observations, Messenger 2 carried a number of scientific instruments like Mercury Dual Imaging System, MDIS, a camera system for complete mapping of the surface of Mercury, gamma-ray spectrometer for measuring gamma-ray emissions from the surface of Mercury, neutron spectrometer and X-ray spectrometer for determining mineral compositions, magnetometer for measuring the magnetic field around Mercury in detail, Mercury laser altimeter for detailed information regarding the height of landforms on the surface of Mercury, Mercury atmospheric and surface composition spectrometer for determining the characteristics of the tenuous atmosphere surrounding Mercury, energetic particle and plasma spectrometer for determining the structure of the planet's magnetic field, and radio science for measuring the gravity of Mercury and the state of Mercury's core. After 6 years, 7 months and 7.9 billion kilometers long voyage led 1 Earth's, 2 Venus and 3 Mercury's flybys, Messenger finally inserted into Mercury's orbit in 2011 and sent valuable scientific data back to Earth. In 2012, Messenger discovered both water ice and organic compounds in permanently shadowed craters in Mercury's North Pole. Messenger also provided visual evidence of past volcanic activity on the surface of Mercury, evidence for a liquid iron planetary core, constructed the most detailed and accurate maps of Mercury to date, and also discovered carbon-containing organic compounds. After running out of propellant, Messenger crashed onto the surface of Mercury, and hence its 10 years and 18 months long mission ended in 2015. In 2018, Bepicolombo, a third mission to planet Mercury, was sent. It's a joint mission between the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. The spacecraft consists of 3 different components assembled together into single spacecraft and will separate into independent spacecraft upon arrival at Mercury. These are Mercury Transfer Module, MTM, for propulsion, Mercury Planetary Orbiter, MPO, both built by ESA, and Mercury Magnetospheric Orbiter, MMO or MEO, built by JAXA. Powered by ion thrusters and gravity assists from Earth and Venus, forgetting orbital insertion into Mercury's orbit. It will take 7 years and hence will arrive Mercury in 2025. The main objectives of this mission are to study the origin and evolution of a planet close to its parent star, to study Mercury's form, interior, structure, geology, composition and craters, investigating Mercury's exosphere composition and dynamics, and studying Mercury's magnetosphere.